The yellow bus is just such a mystical thing to me. Like it's like the movie. Hold on, let me show you. It's like the movie universe come true. I know that it's not that exciting. To me, that right there, it's like seeing a dragon. Because I never ever did that. I still have this fantasy about school, about how cool it would be to go to school as a teenager. I wish I could go back in time, even though I know I would have hated it in like the academic sense.
This morning, just so much strange energy. Therapy meetup yesterday. It's a mix of like homesickness and imposter syndrome and just confusion, cultural confusion or something. Maybe a little bit of fear. Just being in a place with a person that I have been. I went with my partner. They took me. It was their friends from the therapy program, the counseling program. Spiritual, trans, I guess kind of hippie, expansive, very like open sexually and alternative and deconstructing. Like my reality is very deconstructed and built back up into this very like witchy way of understanding the world and hippie way of understanding the world. And they were raised that way and they feel that way. So this is a person that I've been my full, most, authentic self around. Just, dancing like naked outside and being primal and being nonverbal and being, I just don't have to mask any of that around them and being wild. And usually in other spaces, like the social work spaces that I've worked, like listening to me and accepting my identities. And it was a very queer friendly space explicitly, which helped a lot, but in a neurodivergent space, friendly space. So there are a lot of things that helped. They know about trauma, they know about, but I still feel like a little strange just coming out of it. This morning I was, like channeling light language, and yesterday I had like this womb download about letting go of this, desire to conceive. Like I was calling in and feeling like a child coming into me, and I had this ritual with Ananu, and I felt her asking me to let her go. It's just, I'm used to either being masked in the social work space or unmasked in my like spiritual space, and the blend of it is really scary because it's a confusing time to feel like who I am. There's like these shifting masks, and I don't want any of them. Stuff. Feminist literature, like she's just been like so impactful in my world, and destigmatizing sexuality, just like wow. A queen. But now she's still now she's a mom and trying to create community in her environment, and she's still really talking about an inspiration to me, because she's talking about how to create the village, whatever reason, and now they're trying to integrate into a new community, and also while they don't fit in culturally, and they're trying to deconstruct and reconstruct. And she wasn't talking to it to that degree, but she was saying people who leave their communities and come to a city trying to find community there can be complicated. So I'm actively doing that, and it was definitely scary last year when I didn't have a car and I moved, and suddenly all the community that I had seemed to disappear for the most part. But I'm afraid I'm gonna have to take out my wisdom tooth. It's starting to hurt more of these days. I'm getting wise, finally. Sorry. But yeah, so so whatever that was too. But yeah, that was an interesting space to be in, and I'm going to kind of shifting between identities. And the fear, I think, just comes from...
I'll tell you something that I'm tired of as a community organizer is, create events for people and stuff that are, dealing with loneliness and wanting friends and all this stuff. And really, really looking forward to something. And then something happens where it's like a little difficult for them to get there. And I'm like, hey, let me pick you up. Or hey, let's talk about carpooling. Let's make sure that this works for you. And they're like, oh, just get started without me. I don't want to impose. Don't worry about it. No, just don't worry about it. Don't inconvenience yourself for me. Yes, that's the whole point of the event, is to inconvenience ourselves for you. Take it. Almost time. You're worth it. You're worth people going out of their way to make things work for you. Love you.
Do you want to sit in this chair, or do you want to sit in the bed?
Been sick for a few days, had the flu. Doing my peer support specialist training from home. It is a lot to be sitting down for pretty much 8 hours a day to do a training. But I went to a ecstatic dance last night. I haven't been to ecstatic dance in 2 years since I started college. And I've done ecstatic dancing. This morning we were doing peer support practice on each other in the training. And it was really lovely and interesting. It's making me excited for grad school because I know we do this in grad school as well. It was flashing me back because I was borrowing my problem that I was coming to my specialist with was that, I was taking 7 classes and having suicidal ideation and, feeling really isolated and all of these things that I've had going on in this last spring. And they struggled to support me just like every specialist that I went to at the time but I'm thinking back on it now and being like, no wonder. I really did need a peer specialist at the time. Even my partner was probably the best person at this, but even they struggled a bit with it, not trying to fix the situation and just trying to be there for you. I tried to tell my peer today and noticed myself returning to the body sensation at that time, being like, I can't explain to you all the details of why I'm in this situation. It's too complicated. My past, my history, my trauma, my current situation, the logistics of it, it's too complicated, and I don't really want logistical advice. I just want to know what to deal with these intrusive thoughts. And people want to give you logistical advice. I don't really want someone telling me what to do. I want someone to be there with me emotionally and maybe even lead me emotionally, but not with answers and decisions. I just do not believe in trying to give people answers to their problems. I don't think that's how it works. I think giving people tools, being with them, and showing them first that you respect their choice and their autonomy. And that's why I want to get into this field. But anyway, no wonder is what I'm noticing and feeling today. No wonder that I was struggling so much. I was away from my people and especially the ecstatic dance community. The leader is actually allowing people to come without paying. I think I knew that was an option, but I was scared that I was too embarrassed to use it. I didn't know if he really wanted me coming every week without paying. The culture shock that had happened for me going to Texas State. It's just so, it's good and it's important for me to like integrate more with society, but it was so nice to be back in, you know, the community that I integrated into. It was magical, and I felt so completely connected to my body and my femininity. And I'm gonna talk about it more in a minute, but we're about to get back online. And I also recognize how far I've come. It used to be every time I would go, I'd have a big trigger and trauma come up that I would have to work through. Rejection stuff and childhood stuff. And this time I didn't. I had a lot of energy shaking and moving through my body, but I didn't have any big uncomfortable emotions, even though I was open to them happening. I do think that with somatic practice, you have to pair them with real world experience and practicing in the real world.
So, yeah, you know, internally, woke last night this morning, I had incredible amounts of cortisol pumping through my body, incredible amounts of pain in my body, incredible amounts of stress, and stories being told in my head about the other person and why they were, you know, being, you know, hurting me in some way, myself, and how could I be such a failure, you know, really intense stories. And because I guess I practiced processing with my partner, with them and me, I processed some of my feelings with them. Not saying that that was the best option. I still think I overshared, but I'm not going to be too hard on myself about that. I told you in a past video, I think I'll link it here, but when I was working on the PTSD stuff, that I was trying so hard to not like overshare and dump on my partner. Zoom meeting just now with some friends from a deconstruction group. Some of them used to be in my cult. I'm feeling so confused. Doing some schoolwork and watching Chosen Family podcast. Outside myself, but dreading work tomorrow. Dreading sitting at a desk. We're getting schoolwork done. And I know I'm learning important lessons. I know I am. Just connect to the sun outside myself and the breath. And I'll be at Dragonfly Festival in a few months. Everything's gonna be okay. When you're dead and you're tired and nothing feels right, and you shouldn't be sitting this long, and you want to be in the sun. We got this. So close. You deserve it.
Morning sads are sinking in. It's gloomy outside, first of all. So I'm drinking peppermint tea, and yeah, the sads have been getting to me lately. Like, there's things like, I just really need to be moving my body more, and I don't necessarily have the time now that school started. The yellow bus is just such a mystical thing to me. Like it's like the hold on, let me show you. It's like the movie universe come true. I know that it's not that exciting, right, at all, but to me, that right there, it's like seeing a dragon. And I never ever did that. And I still have this fantasy about school, about how cool it would be to go to school as a teenager. And I wish I could go back in time, even though I know I would have hated it in like the academic sense. The idea that we go hang out with a bunch of our peers semi-unsupervised and just try new fashion and try new dating stuff, have a group of people that we know for like a whole year, other people that lived it don't like it at all. And I get it because I'm in college right now and I love JCC, Austin Community College. Do not particularly care for Texas State. I like the teachers, some of them. I think it just depends on your vibe and your group, because at AZC I killed, man. Like I was just the king of that region. Everybody was friends with everybody. It was a great environment. At Texas State, I have not made one friend. I have made one friend, Avery, in my 3rd year. But she's just basically like friendly. Like we haven't really hung out that much. Yeah. So yeah, I'm feeling like the body hurts and the energy's upset. I really need to be in an area where I'm moving my body. And then I have so few time because I have a little bit of time on Thursday afternoon and time on Saturday afternoon and Sunday. And one of those times I have to do school